Yo, what's going on, guys? Bexio back, and today we've got more Bitcoin talk. The price has been being pretty steady around $40,000, and we'll just jump right into a couple of stuff right here. Obviously, here's the price, just over 40,000. It's been bobbing up and down. We have a lot of resistance in this $40,000 level, but what we've had a good thing to see is, people were worried about a pullback and stuff, and you see these huge green candles, and we did have a red one to have the slight correction, and we're continuing back up from here. But on a bigger note, we're above both of these first two resistance lines here, and we hit almost 41 and got rejected off of this. So that's the next one to take over. But right here, about 42,000 is where lots of people have a lot of need for Bitcoin to get above 42,000. So basically, this line here to get above it, where they get more bullish, and that's what they're looking at. I don't know where those numbers come from, but a lot of people are saying that short-term stuff. I think there's a great chance we get back into new all-time highs within a couple months. I think that we're looking absolutely great, bouncing off this support is 38K, coming all the way back up here, and I think the price action is looking pretty decent, but there's a lot of resistance at 40K, so that's one thing to just keep in mind. It's not going to be easy to get over 40K like we've seen. We go over it and we get close to 41, come back down under it, get over it again, come back down under it, and that's going to keep happening until that resistance is no more or no longer there. And just giving a quick look here at like these shorts and stuff. Obviously shorts are down still, 1700 shorts, so severely down. And actually the longs are down quite a bit as well. They were around like 53, 54,000 before all this types of stuff, but we still have Bitcoin hovering here. It's weird to see the longs down like that, but nothing like tragic seeing. This chart still, like, the head shorts were a lot closer back here than they are now. So if we get another, we could see another like short squeeze kind of thing as more shorts get unhedged shorts instead of hedged shorts. We could see a bigger short squeeze happen, and there's not a huge change in percent short and stuff. It's like 3% short. So even though the shorts are becoming more unhedged, they're not really shorting Bitcoin as compared to the longs at 96%. So the shorts, not worried about it unless it skyrockets. And even at that, I mean, we're seeing tons of signs that actually Bitcoin is super in a good place. Like whales are exiting exchanges, and we're seeing all of this data. And we're going to go over some of these charts showing that. But Bitcoin looks to be where even whales and smart money have already bought up, and they are leaving the exchanges to put Bitcoin in cold storage. And some big news with the NYDIG Bank is partnering with banks to lend against Bitcoin for home and car loans and other retail credit products. So obviously this is just a big move for Bitcoin in general, being able to be noticed as an asset you can borrow against, and banks are seeing that. And it'll start with like home and car loans and stuff, and then we're going to get to like pledged asset lines with Bitcoin being used as collateral, and just getting up to straight up, way more financial use with Bitcoin and borrowing against Bitcoin and using it as the asset that it can really be used for and really benefit a lot of people. So big change with Bitcoin. NYDIG is a massive bank, and they like operate and work with a bunch of the big banks and everything. So seeing them make Bitcoin moves just means that this like Bitcoin move within all banks is like on the horizon, or at least on the table of discussion. And then we would have this little chart here, ROI from halvings to halvings. So red is the first halving, the white is the second halving, and this blue is what we're in right now. And we're seeing, these big parabolic moves happen later and later. So what everyone's theorizing and saying is we could be seeing a shift from obviously Bitcoin, rifling up very quickly and then falling and doing this. It like rifle up quick, and then the next cycle got extended to be further to going up. And now we're in this cycle, and we could see it get extended even more, to go out to if this took like almost 400 days, and the next one took over 500, so 100 more days. So if we even see 200 more days, we could see it going like 600, 700 days, where this cycle will have the top, or where it can get up to, and the cycle is extending and stuff. It's just like Bitcoin maturing, the market getting bigger, more money coming in, strong hands holding Bitcoin and stuff. So it makes sense that cycles would get longer, and in turn means bear markets would get shorter and not as bad of bear markets. And I think we might see that this cycle where there's not an 80% drop at some sort of top that happens. And this right here is part of some charts showing the outflow of exchanges. Obviously, this is Bitcoin taken off exchanges today. Massive net outflow. So we see these giant spikes of Bitcoin taken off exchanges. This is like almost 30,000 Bitcoin and then 25,000 Bitcoin left exchanges. That's not dollar amounts, that's literal Bitcoin. So you have to multiply it by Bitcoin's price to get the dollar. And this is all exchanges, so this is everything in general. And you see, there's no huge moves here for this recently. This is just a couple day chart here, but massive spikes, and this is extremely bullish. People are taking their Bitcoin, getting it off exchanges, and putting it probably in cold storage and securing it and holding it for the long term. These are the strong hands, diamond hands, the whales, institutional investors, and like those strong hand retail investors who are securing their Bitcoin. And you'll see it that with less supply comes a higher price. They are running out of Bitcoin, and that's actually shown on this chart right here. Shows the Bitcoin price and the supply and exchanges. So this was all like the whole time. You see this price goes up. This was around the 65,000 level and stuff. And this drop right here completely coincides with this increase of Bitcoin to exchanges. So sending it there to sell the Bitcoin, and then, getting boring. It's not really making moves. And then right here, extreme Bitcoin taken off exchanges, the price starts to go up immediately because they're running out of Bitcoin to sell to people, and you got to up the price. Otherwise, you just run out of Bitcoin, and then your business is done. So the price coming back down, or the supply coming back down heavily, price kind of matches it. So neat chart to kind of show the flow of Bitcoin and the flow of the price. So we could see another supply shock coming really shortly. I don't think that's out of the picture at all, because the obviously less supply, even with the same demand, means price goes up, but less supply with more demand, especially with Bitcoin going over 40. If it can reach 50 and stuff, people are going to start having insane FOMO of it's going to get a new all-time high and be jumping into Bitcoin at 50, and then we might see 60, 70, 80 and start to have that run up again with everyone FOMOing in and not wanting to miss out this time. That's what a lot of people might think. Like, I don't want to miss out this time, so buy in now, get to that new all-time high. And finally, we have the biggest problem with regular fiat money and everything is, but this talks about minimum wage and stuff, but inflation is the killer. This is a McDonald's menu from in the 1970s, 1980s or something. And I mean, everything's cents. Everything is cents. Like quarter pounder with cheese, 70 cents. I don't even know what that costs now. Like at least triple, or like at least $3, probably like quadruple or 5 times the amount. I mean, French fries, 26 cents. Imagine paying 26 cents, a quarter and a penny for fries at McDonald's. I mean, I don't even know if they cost now either, but everything just exploded with inflation, and that's one of the biggest problems with the regular money is, it gets exponentially more inflated as time goes on. So it starts at like a strong base backed by gold, goes into fiat, and then from fiat just starts racking up debt, racking up money printing, and doing all of that. So you just see prices explode, and you do see wages stagnating right now. And even at that, Bitcoin would be something to fix that, because Bitcoin, and just like gold too, you can't just create more gold or create more Bitcoin. You can't do it, and that's why you need to get into that. You need to fix the money, and you fix the world. But that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Quick little thing on Bitcoin and showing like the price action and things. But overall, Bitcoin to 6 figures to 100K is inevitable by the end of the year. I think that's a very big possibility. And if we follow some of these models, it's like 300 to 500,000 have Bitcoin getting to. And even those numbers, maybe not by the end of the year for like 300, 400, 500,000. I definitely think, in 2022, 2023, the bull market can get extended and just get into a nice rhythm of just going up like steadily instead of like having parabolic moves up and down. It'll just turn into like a steady move up, and I'll be absolutely fine with that. But as always, guys, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. See you guys in my next video.